Hi, I'm William. Today I'm gonna talk about Success and Luck by Robert H. Frank. In our lives, we often see luck factor as something that doesn't affect or determine our success, where it should be hard work and capability to do so, in which it is not false at all. But in this book tells us the other way around. The author, Frank, he stated that luck influences our success in the reality more than we ever know. We often been told that if we want to be successful, we must have competitive behavior and always fight no matter what in every environment, such as school, business, sports, arts, and many more. We, as the society, our perception in luck also influences our judgment about motivation and behavior in such environment. On the other hand, acknowledging the role of luck will be favorable for us in the society. This theory will be valuable for us as the OB student where one of the reasons studying about OB so that we know what the actual fact behind other people's motivation and behavior, which also process of the judgment in resulting decision making. This would affect us as top B student to become a better leader for ourselves in the hope that we are the cause behind the success or even failure of an action is influenced by our perception of luck. What I took from the book that people nowadays they don't realize that we live in a society that winners take all terms, where one company or even one individual can monopolize the entire industry and market. In fact, companies that work in the technology world are the one who dominate the industry. We can say Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Alibaba, and many more. For instance, retail stores are trying their best to compete with huge online stores like Amazon. This implies that customers are no longer needed to waste time to shop. They can do shop in just a sec. Other example, the capability of a firm to set up its innovation as an industry standards is a critical determinant of its long-term competitive position, which is resulting a success. Moreover, the success of Microsoft and Apple, whose technologies define standards into this personal computer industry, the strategic options that a firm might adopt in order to establish its technology as a standard including licensing, entering into strategic alliance, adopting an appropriate positioning strategy, and diversifying into production of complementary products. There are benefits, costs, and risks associated with each of these options. The key factors that have an impact on the scale of these outcomes include the height of barriers to imitation, the capabilities of the firm's competitors, the firm's own resources and skills, and the availability of complementary products. The second topic of three top ideas is successful people need to recognize luck for more. This presentation investigates how singular attributes and national-level factors influence observations towards whether singular achievement relies upon luck and associations or hard work. For instance, ladies are bound to see luck as the essential factor deciding accomplishment over the long run than men. Likewise, people in nations with better macroeconomic conditions estimated by GDP per capita and its development rate appear to connect achievement more with luck than with hard work contrasted with people in different nations. Our outcomes from multi-level ordered logistic regressions recommend that distinction in personal traits account represent roughly 90% of the varieties in respondents' recognition observed in our sample. The staying 10% is because of contrast in different nation level qualities other than our GDP controls. For instance, if you look at the World Olympic Games, surely all the contestants who competed on the Olympic have trained hard to get and become the first place. This shows that the luck factor is in the activities of our daily lives, where all the contestants will give 100% effort from sweat, hard training, and persistence that they have gone through before. However, what factors make a person come out a winner if all participants have given their best to win the competition? Of course, the answer is the luck factor. Because of differences in ability and skill are thin, then the luck factor is what determines someone ought to be a winner. The third one is progressive consumption tax. There is nothing so certain as death and taxes, goes the old saying. It certainly makes paying taxes sound like a real burden. After all, when you have worked hard for your success, writing a check for a tax collector is the last thing you want to do. The good news is, it's not worth worrying about. The mistake many people, especially the rich people, make when thinking about the taxes is overestimating the impact higher taxes will have on their buying power. What's more, your social standing stays the same as well, at least in terms of what you can afford. Say you and your neighbors are all considering buying a boat. If before a tax hike you can afford to buy the second nicest boat in the neighborhood, this won't change with the tax. This is because everyone in the neighborhood will need to buy a cheaper boat to compensate for the added expenses. So your relative position stays the same. What's more, taxes aren't just money that disappears into the ether. Tax revenue creates favorable conditions in the country. Rich people should be especially grateful with this and should be prepared to share their luck with others. On the other hand, I also found some flaw from the book. So, here's the two critiques from me. The first one is the author indicated that there are various events of movement that are based on luck. Frank also significantly acknowledged that famous actors are chosen in the basis of pure luck. However, it is disagreeable as luck and opportunity can be considered as two fake perceptions. To be rational, opportunity may slightly be considered as luck. Nonetheless, the role of opportunity has to justify the value of offering on what the other person is expecting when opportunity is given. In regard to actors being given opportunities as pure luck, it can be unjustified as once opportunity is given. It is not guaranteed that actors have the values and exclusivities that is anticipated. Therefore, as per mentions, opportunities may correlate around the context of luck. Nevertheless, opportunities are specifically the proficiency in responding to the opportunities that we have received to be able to clearly conclude the state of luck. To illustrate, it may be a pure luck that Rowan Atkinson has been given the role of Mr. Bean. Despite so, Atkinson can be a great example that perhaps it was luck that brought him such an opportunity, but the opportunity needed abundant competency and distinctiveness which not everyone can propose, possibly, is gesture offering, iconic figure, and character trait. And for the last part, I'm gonna give 3 practical advices from the book. By reading this book from Robert, we as OB students should be better able to face the changes that are happening today, knowing that many factors beyond hard work, perseverance, and strong desires should make them more optimistic in an industry filled with highly competitive people. And also, if we want to survive in the industrial world as it is today, we must make changes to better us, such as improving our abilities, thinking outside the box, being creative. Being creative doesn't mean different from others. Creativity can have the meaning of imitating the ideas of other people, but at the same time, we add new things to the ideas we saw earlier, or called twisting. The second thing is by saying that the role of luck is too excessive, sometimes we as students can reject the idea with the aim that we cannot only be relaxed and rely on the luck factor, but we also have to work hard to achieve what we want to achieve. The third is we realize that we live in an age where winner takes all, which means only a number of people are truly winners in an industry. By knowing this data ahead from other students, we as OB students must be more competitive, think more realistically, which means don't make goals that are unreasonable. So there are so many things beyond an OB students. We can find out a lot of new information in the industry, being different from others yet so realistic and more optimistic in facing this tight competence. And that's all about my book review. Thank you.